again. This is second try. Previous live had some technical problems. How you doing? Leave your comments please below. How you doing on this Mercury retrograde? How do you feel after eclipse season? Eclipse season is finished technically, but we still in its energy, and it's pretty solid, pretty heavy. I look at people, I look at consultations requests, and I see that right now people feel even bigger challenges and transformations than during eclipse season. Let's see how quality of video will be this time. This is very strange how Instagram works on this Mercury retrograde.
Hello.
Hello. Let's try again.
Let's try again. I can hear you very well.
Okay, can you see me?
I cannot see you, but I can hear you. But later it's going to be okay because I've done this before. I had a couple of lives where I didn't see the person, but actually the person was there all along.
That's very funny. Very funny.
How does it look from your end?
Looks great. The sound is very good. I can see you very well. Everything is good. So
Very
strange.
nice. I guess it's the connection from my part. Well, it's very good to see you.
You can hear me, yeah?
Yeah. Yeah, very good to hear you. And thanks everybody who's joining or will be watching later. We prepared for you guys some very important discussion today. We're right in the middle of the eclipse season, and for a lot of people, it's been giving a lot of people problems. That's why we wanted actually to come up earlier, but we were both very busy, and this is the only time we were able to finally synchronize with our schedules. So we're very happy to share with you guys some of the insights we received during the eclipse season from our friends, from our clients, and from the tendencies overall. And I invited Daria for this interview because she will be a really, really good person who is helping so many people all over the world. She will be a very good person to interview because things like eclipses, it happens about a couple of times a year. And people with a high psychic premonitions abilities, they usually feel the wave hitting before a lot of other people. So it's sort of like psychics, astrologers, people who are consulting in any esoteric field will understand. The sensitive people feel the eclipse tendencies, and not only any movements out there in the sky, they feel it before it actually hits. And it's very helpful for a lot of people to find out what actually happens so they know how to process this big amount of emotions better.
Yes, that's right. And I just want to add that technically, eclipse season is over. This is what we know, that it's over on April 8th when sun eclipse happened. But we always feel eclipse season 2 weeks before it started and couple weeks or even 3 weeks after it finished. And this time it's pretty heavy, it's pretty intense. Um, in previous eclipse seasons, very often I start to feel any extra energy on last day of eclipse, but not this time. And I see how people feel. I just watch their requests. I just watch their situations. It's huge challenge. What's going on? Eclipse season finished, but yesterday, today, people face some difficulties with their health. Very strange event. They trying to move to different cities, countries, change job, change relationships. Very interesting period of time.
Indeed, very interesting. So essentially, we called this life on the court of universal laws, penalty for not following your predestination. I'll explain. Uh, People understand that there are certain laws that are working behind the scenes. And these are not the laws of the Constitution we're talking about. We're talking about universal laws, cosmic laws. Time has changed, and a lot of people find themselves in a situation that they cannot longer live the old ways, how they used to live before. The new space we live in is very demanding for us to be clean in all aspects of the world. Clean, starting from the physical body and finishing up with our thoughts, right? Now in the new space, even when you think bad about somebody, if you think something negative, this can manifest very quickly, and the space can show you that you have to change your pattern of thinking. You have to start treating people better, treating yourself better, treating your body better. Remove the baggage of the old, remove bad habits so you can move freely through life. A lot of people find themselves in a situation where they lose their jobs, they exit, or have undergone some changes in their relationships, and even their health suffers. And people constantly come up with questions on personal sessions for both me and Daria, and a lot of them ask the very similar questions, especially during eclipse season, a little bit before, a little bit after. As Daria mentioned, it definitely started in effect about 2-3 weeks before, and it continuously lasts for another 2-3 weeks after. Uh, we found a lot of common situations, both of us, while consulting. A lot of couples, a lot of people were coming up with the personal life issues. And why? One of the reasons was because eclipse happens on the axis. Axis is a two polar opposite signs, right? Last couple of years, the spotlight was for Taurus and Scorpio axis. People who have more Taurus and more Scorpio in their charts, those people were feeling the eclipse seasons stronger than the others. But everybody would feel it in a different scale. But right now, ever since the fall of 2023, about October, November, the axis changed. Actually, it changed even before that. So now we have the Libra and Aries axis, which means that people who have more Libra and more Aries in their charts will be feeling the impact of eclipses much stronger. And what is Aries and Libra responsible for? Aries is the first house of me, myself, and I. It's a conqueror. It's a person who moves forward with their ideas, takes their business to another level, solely. It's a solo. It's just me, right? While Libra, it's partnership perspective. Libra is feminine, Aries is masculine, and all those energies are highlighted right now in relationships. A lot of people find themselves, they either want to start partnerships, they don't want to be single no more, or a lot of people, vice versa, exit their relationships because they don't work for whatever reasons. And multiple reasons are the ones that people do not know the universal laws and they do not follow their predestination. And I would like to ask Daria, why is it so important to find your predestination? And later on, any advices, techniques, methods on how to find it?
Oh, such a good question, deep question of all times and all people. Well, basically, Nothing makes sense, unfortunately, until you find your predestination. Predestination is simply just your own breath, your own dance, your own way, what you came to express on this earth. And if you are not you, what does matter? I think nothing. Uh, and it's very easy to find predestination. On my opinion, it's very easy, but very hard as well because people don't see that simplicity. The problem of dreaming in matrix, sleeping in matrix, the problem that people they don't catch idea that all real things are very obvious, and you have signs everywhere every seconds, and your feelings, it's your best navigation system. And people who come to our sessions, uh, unfortunately, many of them, I would say more than 50%, they saying, I'm 25, I'm 35, I'm 60, I'm 40, whatever. I don't know my predestination. What is my predestination? Or maybe like I'm nothing, I have nothing to do, I just don't have predestination. And I just wanna encourage every soul who are listening to us right now that your predestination is very obvious. Just think about your childhood. What did you love? What did you feel? What was making you feel happy? And how did you feel yourself unique? Many adult people who are 30, 40, whatever, they saying, no, I don't know what is my predestination. I can make money very well. I have this job for 10 years, for 5 years. I'm successful, but it's not my predestination. I know, I feel that it's not my predestination. Of course, they feel because spirit will always let you know. But they say, probably I don't have predestination, but I love to paint. When I was child, I was dreaming to be an artist. I love to paint. And she's showing pictures of her paintings, and you're like, oh my God, like, is it real? It's so gorgeous. It's so amazing. Like, live talking to you, like something cosmic universal talking to you through these paints. And she's saying, but it cannot be predestination, it's just painting, and I cannot make good money like from my job. Painting's not gonna give me $10,000, $20,000 a month. It's not possible. Her mind thinks it's not possible. But did she try? No, she didn't. She is making all those gorgeous paintings. Every week, every month, it just stands somewhere in her closet, and she never tried to sell it. She doesn't believe. Just like example.
Can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
What about now if I turn the microphone off?
Right now, no, not right now.
I just realized that before when I was asking you this question, my microphone was off. But
Really?
anyways, it's just Mercury retrograde type
Wow.
of stuff. And hello everybody who's joining. I see that Divine Rising Star, thank you. So are you, Peter. So are you. Thank you for joining us. We have a person from India, from Himalayas, actually. This guy. Himalayan Norseman. He asks, he tells about do your dharma, do your duty. That was his comment on our life. And a lot of people confuse the dharma and karma, which are two, different things. But it's a very good point what he brought up, I think, because karma is connected to your predestination. Like Daria said, a lot of people are asking, what is it? I don't know what I want. I don't know what I'm here for, because we're so conditioned socially that we have to have this amount of money or children by certain age, or we have to leave that certain scenario, or if my neighbor is selling some stuff on Amazon and becomes rich, it means that I have to do the same. No, it doesn't. If it's going to work for your neighbor, maybe it's not going to work for you, because you're not here to sell chairs or whatever else. You're here for something different. But in order to find it, to like really feel what you need to do, there is a lot of practice that has to be taken into consideration. People have to practice. I like what you said about painting. You asked that girl, but did you try? And people are so afraid. People are so afraid to do what they want to do, what they like to do. But that's the only way. The only way out is through. You're not going to know until you try. And one very good indication to find your predestination, besides, obviously, besides going to psychic or astrologer who will break down everything step by step, literally every single piece you consist of, planetarily speaking, right? And tarot is a great instrument to go deep, to go within, to really, really pick up those pieces of the puzzle that each and one of us is. Besides having those sessions, it's very important to find time. And it's crucial because there is no time. The system we live in does not leave anybody free time. System want to make sure that all the time you got is reserved. Okay, you wake up, you brush your teeth. If you have family, kids, you take kids to kindergarten or take care of them. Make some food, which is very time consuming, at least few hours, right? Go buy groceries, put them together, organize this and that. Then you have work. A lot of people have different types of work that takes up at least 8 hours of the day. Then you have different other obligations, different, phone calls, banks, whatever else you got to do. And then you understand that by the end of the day, you're so tired. What kind of self-development we're talking about? There is no time for it. And that's how system is designed. But this is the only way to find that thin, sublime path which is going to take you where you want to go. You have to find time, at least if it's 5 minutes a day, to do what you actually like to do. As you remember from the childhood, or you wanted to, I don't know, make a sculpture, pottery, whatever, you do it. You find those 5 minutes, because without those 5 minutes, you're not going to even get closer to start. And another point I wanted to bring up is the motivation and the discipline. I think without those two big segments, it's impossible to become successful, and it's impossible to find your predestination, because motivation is so sublime, it disappears so quickly. I want to ask Daria, how would you recommend people to stay motivated in a tough system we live in, and how to become more disciplined?
Okay, very good question. I will answer in a minute. I just want to comment really quick the question about karma. Yes, I saw that person comment, and if he's from Himalaya and he's a Buddhist, he should know very well that spiritual teachers like us will definitely are definitely have dharma. Because what is dharma? Firstly, let's answer question, what is karma? Karma is something what is consequences of everything what we left behind, good and bad. If yesterday I did something very good, I collected good karma. If yesterday I did something bad, I collected bad karma as well. That's why each of us has some balance of good karma and some balance of bad karma. But what is the karma? This is Buddhist term, and I'm personally a Buddhist. And by the way, Buddhism is not a religion. Buddhism is a way of thinking, way of living. Buddhism teaching us that dharma is something what you decided to do in this life before your incarnation began, what you came to do, your mission, your goal. And yeah, just like that. So when someone asks, do you have dharma in esotericism, it's kind of it's kind of equal to say something crude, because maybe only like a bio robot not gonna have dharma, you know. So talking about discipline, it's plenty of information everywhere around us about motivation and discipline. Each coach in second cast can tell us a lot about discipline and motivation. Every second reel on Instagram will be about that. But in magic, in fourth cast, in spiritual path, we should remember that we need to join discipline and intuition. They should become friends, because if you made different goals, you motivated yourself for next 5 years, 10 years, but in couple of weeks eclipse season happened and life universe screamed on you, okay, finish with this path, doesn't make sense, very bad idea for you. So what should you do? Just pursue your discipline, what you created for next 5 years, if it's even simply not your way. So it's not a good idea. Also, our energy level is very important as well. On some days, our energy level might be very low, and we should not tell ourselves, oh, you're piece of shit, piece of laziness, don't live like that, just stand up and do that 25 things what you're supposed to do today. Better to not do that. Maybe it's some intense days, some important planetary cosmic days, and you just have to deal with your inner transformation and give yourself some little time. When you will be full of energy in 3 days or in 1 week, you will do 125 things, and you will do it better and very intuitively and with some special energy. And it's better than if you do it right now with very average energy and not happy.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You gave me some good food for thought right now. I wanted to summarize also about the dharma and karma. Dharma of water is to quench one's thirst. Yeah. Well, like when somebody's thirsty, that's where the water is there for, to drink it, and you're not thirsty anymore. So people who are not from, Orient, and more like Western people, they can understand better on Western examples, practical examples, that your predestination is very connected with what you are here to do. And once you know it, you're not going to miss it. You're not going to second guess yourself. You're not going to even question, oh, maybe I should do Amazon, or maybe I should do this type of business or that type of business. You're not going to have this doubts. You're just going to know. It's going to be right here. You're going to be like waking up every day, whenever you wake up. and you're going to be, I can't wait to start doing it. I can't wait for the new day to come so I can start doing it. And once you find that niche of yours, once you find that job, dream, ideal, vocation, whatever it is, you're not only not going to get tired, you're going to receive much more energy from doing it. You're going to be in inspirational swirl. Like you're going to be wanting to do more, and you're going to be thinking creatively how to make it better, how to make that enterprise or business of yours better. So this is a very beneficial thing to find your predestination. Not only financially, it's going to be gratifying, but it's also going to be making your soul happy, because life is too short to be unhappy and to be in the position where you feel drained all the time from the job that you hate, or be in unhappy, not satisfying relationships as well, right?
Yeah.
With the wrong ones. But we're going to touch that topic in a little bit as well, how important it is to be in a relationship with the right person. And to summarize about karma, I just thought about credit score. The Western world, especially people in US, know the vital importance of building your credit score. Because if you don't, you won't have many opportunities in future, financially speaking, right? And credit score is built gradually. You make a purchase with your credit card, then you pay it off on time, and then it raises up slowly but surely, right? So karma, it's also like a credit score. If you miss the payment, you're going to have to pay a fee later. Early or late, it's going to happen. And people who start waking up all over the world, they understand that there is something watching. The eternal I, eternal consciousness, God, universe is always watching. And nobody, it's from its gaze, nothing is hidden. So very important to be honest with yourself, especially in the energies of the new time. Be honest with what you really want and how you want it, and make it happen. And one more touch up, I wanted to ask Daria to share her purely clairvoyant psychic opinion why leaving the old ways no longer working in a new time. Like, why living how we used to live, with having bad habits, with consuming junk foods, consuming alcohol, for example, or smoking, and building relationships in the basis of because everybody's dating, I need to date too, or because I don't know, whatever other reasons, practicality reasons, whatever. Why those patterns are no longer working in the energies of the new time, and on times like eclipses, everything built without foundation crumbles.
This is brilliant question. Thank you very much. Right now, we living in absolutely different space, absolutely different matrix. This space is very intense, very dynamic, very alive, very fast. And let's look at everything this way. Imagine the road and person walking on the road. Uh, Even 2, 3 years ago, especially 5 years ago, 7 years ago, we were kind of people who are walking very slow. We're not in rush. There is no much events. We can walk and smoke cigarette, eat some junk food, don't care about ourselves, don't be in rush for some events. And right now, totally different situation. Imagine you are on freeway and you need to drive fast or run away from the cars, or you cannot be relaxing, uh, eating French fries, smoking cigarette, and don't care about anything. You need to be very aware every second, very awake and every aware, because it's like red flags each second everywhere around you. So you need to become fast, you need to become fucking strong, To survive on this freeway, your body needs to be very healthy, skinny, fast, no more toxins, no more fat, no more laziness, no more bad habits. Otherwise, you're not gonna survive. This is real truth for this time, real truth. And we see a lot of people on sessions, on our courses, our followers around us, even in real situation, someone whom we know. We see a lot of people who are pretty spiritual. They know everything about esotericism, karma, energy law. Some of them even good magicians, some of them even psychics. But those who didn't care about their bodies year ago, 3 years ago, 10 years ago, they cannot go through these times. They going to hospitals, they staying in bed 20 hours a day, they barely working, they barely can able to comprehend what's going on right now, just because in the space there is no difference for the new space, no difference between what's inside you. Imagine you are just like glass, and in this glass we have everything: health, body, energy, spiritual development, how many books you did, how many meditation you did, how you really change yourself, everything inside this glass. And for cosmos, it doesn't matter. You are not good enough in spirituality, or you're not good enough in your health, in your body situation. This space will tell you anyway. I see some darkness in this jar, in this glass. I see some nasty quality, which is not good. You are not good enough to survive on this highway. Just think about it, just like this.
That's absolutely true. Absolutely correct. I wanted you to share with our audience, the English-speaking audience, some occult knowledge about we touched upon this topic briefly in one of our lives about 4 types of people, but I want to touch from a different angle. When people don't understand how important it is to find your predestination, how important to start living honestly in a in the best honest possible open connection with your higher self, this is what start crumbling. We have these three main channels, right? Finance, love, and health. And when people are going in a wrong direction with whatever choices they're making, with whatever jobs they're choosing to do, with whatever relationships that are unhealthy for them, first, higher powers take your money, right? Your financial life goes lower. That's one of the indications that something is not right. The finances are not where you could ideally have them, right? Second thing, when people don't understand, the money is taken away from them. Second thing, their loved ones are taken away from them, or so-called relationship is getting all kinds of undergoing all kinds of changes. They take away your love. And when on the third attempt, when you still don't understand that you're going in the wrong direction, that's when it comes to health. People start losing their health. The health, it goes tremendously low. And no matter how many doctors people go through, they run from one doctor to another, and they seem not to find any solution anywhere. And that's where people, when they become desperate, they start looking a little bit outside the box, and they start looking for answers and seeking advice from people of wisdom. What do you think about it?
It's absolutely normal situation. It's super rare case when someone start develop and grow in good circumstances. It's very rare situation. Some people, many people actually thinking, I'm growing, I'm developing, but I will never break up with my husband or my boyfriend. Yeah, I know. He's one or two castes lower than me. Yes, I know, I understand. But my human side, we all humans, um, we all just back with meat and bones, with some, with some programs. We're thinking, I am developing. I just will never leave for these programs, this situation. It will never happen. I will never stop drink bottle of wine every evening. I will never do it. I'm developing. I'm reading 3 esoteric books per week. I'm watching all YouTube videos of Olga Selena and Daria Orion. I'm doing this, I'm doing that. But I will keep my bottle of wine every evening of my life. Many people think like that. They're pretty sure they're developing until space start hit them pretty bad and show them this not gonna work, this not gonna work, this not gonna work. And no, you cannot keep your bottle of wine. It's not gonna work. Now you can say whatever you want, but when you will be in very terrified situation, when you cannot put your hands on wheel of your life, and you just think everything depends of doctors or some miracle or something else, then you will realize, fuck it, I'm fucking ready to drop this fucking wine. I wish at least I can control my life. Who cares about that wine? I was so blind that year ago when I thought like that. I'm ready for this prize because now I'm so terrified. I'm so scared. That was nothing. I thought that important habit, fuck it, it's not important. I wish I can control some bad situation. Uh, I, I wish I can get out from that corner which I face right now.
Yeah, absolutely true. So, but also, I like that you said one thing which is, I think, very important. Um, the biggest jump and leap people do when they're at the very lowest, like as low as you can go in all aspects of this word. A lot of people, like one of our listeners, actually, this guy sent me a message yesterday that he lost millions on his business that he had before, and it was painful. It's a lot of money to lose. But people like that, they make it back. They make it back because it's not about how many times you fall, it's about how many times you get up. And people who have the very low, whatever situation it is, heartbreak, painful breakup from many years into marriage or relationship, losing millions, or not millions, thousands, it's also painful to lose a lot of money because of whatever happens. Somebody's deceiving, somebody's betraying. It happens all the time. But those people who have strength to pick themselves back up after those complicated circumstances that landed them in that space of zero. It's like in tarot, it's a 22nd major arcana, full. It's also uh, a lot of arcanas are connected with the world's religions, but we're going to discuss it on another live that we prepared for you guys. But the arcana full is connected with the religion, Judaism. It's like you have to be an empty, empty, empty vessel to be able to perceive more. You can only learn when you have the readiness to learn. So if you think that you are the smartest in the room, then you are already not, because people of high intelligence, they understand that they know nothing. It's like, I know that I don't know. There's always something to be learned. And one of the best teachers is your own mistakes that you make. Once you made a lot of mistakes and you don't repeat them, this is when you become the best version of yourself. It's never too late to drop what's no longer serves your highest purpose, the bad habits, the wrongness in all aspects, whether it's personal or professional, and start moving in the direction of you choosing, direction that makes you truly, truly happy. One of the red flags is the communication. Who are you talking to? Who is in your circle? Older people get, a lot of them admit that their circle is no longer a circle. It's more like a dot. Yes, it's better. It's quality over quantity. It's better to have less people you talk to on the daily, but have your conversations of high quality. There are certain people in the circle of a lot of us used to be, right? Who were who were not contributing to your happiness, to your well-being. Those type of people are the ones that will never let you move forward in life. Those type of people usually select the level of gossip, the level of, talking about other people, discussing anything low vibrational instead of brainstorming cool ideas how to get better every day, right? So be mindful that if you want to progress, you have to surround yourself with people who live the way you would like to live your life, and lower down the communication that drains you, lower down the communication with people who do not contribute to your well-being in any way. And sometimes it's very hard. It can be painful. It can be emotional. Losing friends, absolutely normal. Losing the ones you love, partners, it's also a new normal, because in the energies of the new time, like we call this life today, there is a penalty for not following your predestination. And if there is anybody in your way to your highest good, the space is going to remove that. And when you're going to think, oh my God, my heart is broken, I'm in pain, this is merely a healing medicine that tastes disgusting at the beginning, but it heals you. It heals you, it helps you, and all the wounds of your heart that you can go through at the moment, they're all going to be healed. Just give yourself some time and give yourself permission for it. And of course, don't forget that the happiest person is the one who is honest with himself in everything he or she does. What do you think about it?
Absolutely. This is nothing to add. That's right.
I will bring a couple of more points down, and I think this life is pretty self-explanatory, everything we spoke about before. Um, a lot of clients were contacting me lately, like every day, yesterday, today, even now, before we started live, contacting me about breaking up with their partners. And I explained in other videos when I was doing forecasts as well, that the eclipse that we have right now, the axis, right? Libra and Aries. Aries wants to be alone. He wants to be a lone wolf. And Libra wants to harmonize relationship. She would function better if she would have a partner next to her. So no matter how painful the breakups are happening for a lot of people now, you have to understand, guys, that your highest good is when you are truly happy, not relying on the circumstances outside, but on how you feel inside. Because circumstances change, cities change, job changes, partners change, but you remain. You remain. You have yourself. That's what you always have. And those people who are not trained to be self-sufficient, those people are the ones who find themselves in a very sad position. Even during painful breakups after many years of relationships, people find themselves devastated that they cannot put themselves back together, because You guys, a lot of us were making the mistake of putting our heart into hands of the other instead of understanding that we are responsible for our own happiness. And no matter what happens outside, it's not doesn't mean that you have to be selfish or self-centered. It means you're just aware. You just change your attitude to it. Like, it's not about what happens to you, but how you react to it. So this axis of eclipses is going to continue until September, October. Next eclipse season is going to be about September 18 to October 2.
Oh
So
my
the
God,
issues,
September 18th it starts so
yeah,
early.
it's going
Usually
to be your birthday.
it's going to be my
season.
birthday period. I'm shocked. I didn't even check dates for next eclipse season. I saw you too that we have eclipse season around May and around November. Sometimes it's little bit close, like this time. Okay, not May, like April, but September. I don't remember when such thing happened last time. Gosh, should be big challenge for me, especially it's birthday in the middle.
Yeah, that's a new challenge that's coming up. And basically, let's do a practical example. So the axis, the eclipses, it usually takes about
2 weeks.
a year, more than a year, for one axis to be. So basically, a couple of years ago, it was the axis of Taurus and Scorpio. That's done. No more Taurus and Scorpio. Next wave, it's Libra and Aries. Eclipse season started last year in about November, right? October, November. And that's when actually a lot of political actions started happening in Israel, Palestine. Aries is ruled by Mars. Mars is all about the weapons and war, right? So eclipses, they also play a global role, but we're not going to discuss it in this live, right? But there are global events that coincide with the times of the eclipses. So when people start paying attention to it, they understand there is a pattern. And astrology is not just like some kind of, like, what is this? It's not some kind of entertainment type of stuff. It's a serious science that can help you make a really, really good decision in your life in the right timing. And the timing is crucial. So this eclipse that started the season, it started in fall of 2023. It's about October, November. Continuing now. Now we're already done with it, right? The last wave was on April 8th. So it was March 25th to April 8th, 2024. The next eclipse season, it's also going to be on the axis of Aries and Libra. So those issues that you guys been working out now, likely they're going to be a repetitive pattern by the time of September 18, October 2. Basically, if the lessons are not learned now, they're going to come up again. So make your conclusions accordingly. Drop what no longer serves you. Finalize things that have needed to be finalized, whether it's personal or business or whatever else area of life. And eclipse is the best time to quit something. This is what I know for sure, because quitting bad habits, I used to smoke cigarettes before, and I'm so happy I don't do it now. I quit on the right time. I quit on the day of the eclipse, and I haven't touched one ever since. It actually works. It gives you the boost of energy that a normal day wouldn't. So if you want to quit some bad habits, there's no better time than the time of eclipses, especially the moon eclipse. Also, Daria has one of these amazing services, which is in English language, which she translated specifically for her English-speaking people. This service is called Complete Liberation Cleansing Light Formula. And I myself tried it before, many years ago. And it was an outstanding practice that helped me so much in life. It helped me so much to leave behind those factors that were stopping me from doing whatever I actually want to do. And it seems like the whole universe was helping me after I made that conscious decision. The practice is in a file that you receive, like a document, and you read it. And especially if you pick a like a very auspicious date, like a day of, like, like Colo days. It's like those dates when we have equinox, spring equinox, summer equinox, like powerful days of our pagan ancestors who were celebrating those days for a reason. Or you pick a day of eclipse, I can guarantee you're going to have some very, very big changes starting in your life, because a lot of people find themselves stuck in a mud in the same place and they want to get out so bad. If you want to get out of the situation that doesn't make you happy, you have to make some actions accordingly. And here we are. Me and Daria are always here for you guys for more personal discussion. If you don't want to be, texting online about your situations, you can always come and DM us, and we can take a closer look on how to help you and make it better on private sessions, which we do via online.
Thank you very much. Just listening right now to you, I mean, like a few minutes ago about the eclipse season, and realizing how many people in the beginning of this eclipse season, they said, oh, my relationships are so good, so good, what can happen? Probably we will go to next stage. Everything will be even more amazing, even more deep by the end. And by the end, many of those people realized that it was illusion, that person doesn't deserve them, etc. And they got out from those dreams and became free. So everything is always playing out unexpectedly. This season, eclipse season, was very unexpected and unique regarding relationships. Just amazing.
Definitely. This season, relationships were in the spotlight because Libra is ruled by Venus. Venus is that energy of love and abundance. That's the time when people had to face the truth, and they had to face their partnerships as is. It's like no more illusions. It's like no more sweeping under the carpet. No, no, no. You look face to face to your particular situation, measure it up to you, and you realize what else needs to be done to make it better. For some people, the best solution this eclipse was to start becoming more brave. And that's another side of the story. On the side of Libra, there is Aries, who is always brave. Maybe not always smart. The most non-logical planets will be Mars and Moon, because Mars, first he does something and then he thinks about it, and Moon is too emotional to be able to grasp logically on what's going on, right? So it's just astrologically speaking and translating it to human language. But other than that, people who find themselves developing, always winning, always in a good place, no matter what happens around, no matter what happens in the world, in geopolitics, no matter what happens in their household, people who constantly put effort and find time onto bettering themselves, bettering the skills of whatever they're doing, whatever their vocation is that, or whatever hobby they got. Those people are always in the best position. And for those people, there is always going to be a reserve of energy. That energy feeds them like a fuel for the fire. Because those who found their predestination, or at least put in an effort to find one, those people are always ahead of the game. One more thing I wanted to address too. It's going to be more for our next live, which we're going to be having next week. Next week, I want you guys to stay tuned with us, because we're going to discuss something very important. Well, last time when I opened the secret, it didn't happen. So I don't know if I should this time. Remember when we had a Matrix interview, we were planning to do a couple of other things. But anyways, plans change. I just want to address one thing that right now, why a lot of people are so interested in disciplines like astrology, numerology, tarot, and all that esoteric stuff. One of the reasons that the planet of Pisces, which is Neptune entered Pisces, which it means its own house, where it's the strongest, in 2011. And it's going to continue to be there a long time, until next year or even more, until about 2026. So it's a lot of time, right? When planet like this, which is really far away, it affects collective consciousness. Planet like this, when it stays in her own house, makes it very, very powerful. Neptune or Pisces, they're all about intuition. They're all about going deep, looking within. All the kids who are born at this time, from 2011 to 2026, automatically in their soul formula, they have Neptune 6 out of 6 points, which is 100% out of 100. Basically, all of them will have a center. One of their centers will be Neptune. All of these kids are born psychics with a proper training. Of course, the training needs to be taken into consideration. It's like that's what people learn, that's what they go to school for. But all these kids are already born with a very, very tremendously strong pineal gland, with the third eye, so-called third eye. So all the parents who have kids of this generation should keep in mind that disciplines like astrology, tarot, and all the other esoteric teachings are going to be much more popular, much more demanded in the next few years as well, already are. So it's totally worth it to start studying the fields that before, with a prejudice, were considered as something occult, something bad, especially from the religious point of view. But we're going to discuss it on another live because it's a very, very diverse topic. What do you think?
Great. Well, amazing topic. From a point of view, I would describe two categories of people who are interested in tarot, astrology, etc. First category of people are those who used to practice magic in previous lifetimes. So it's our memory. Second category of people are those who third caste, for example, or maybe even second caste, and who realize that their situation become worse and worse with their own key, with their own way of living. So they start look at spiritual growth because at this point they start realize for some reason only this thing is helping me right now. My ways are not helping, not working. And you just described it so amazing from astrological point of view that right now it's new era, new time, absolutely new souls coming. So basically it's parallel with what I described as first category, very high level spirits. They coming exactly right now on earth, of course not okay, even 20 years ago, even 30 years ago, they were coming, but few of them, not that much. But right now, it's just a totally different situation.
Definitely. So for any one of you guys who are interested in learning how to read tarot, how to read archetypes, how to use that knowledge to your advantage in any job you have. You can, it's not, it's not like if you go get enrolled in the School of Magic, you absolutely mandatorily have to be in that field 100%. You can apply the wisdom of our ancestors, the wisdom of the stars, the wisdom of 22 major arcanas / archetypes to your daily life, and you can successfully apply it to any kind of niche you really are. I invite everybody to get enrolled in archetypal psychology course.
Yeah, that course is very powerful. I really recommend.
Thank you. And yeah, for any more questions, guys, please drop in the comments below what other topics you would like us to discuss. We will be very happy to answer to the most interesting questions on our next live. Thanks for watching. And Daria, thank you so much for finding time. I know your schedule is super busy. You have so much happening, but
So you are. I was very happy. We talked soon. We talked together.
likewise, always happy to keep in touch with you. And we'll see you guys on the next live.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Everybody have a night, great day.
Good night and have a good day for you guys.